Did you know that something you do in private, something almost every man does, could be silently destroying your health? It's not just a habit. It's a hidden addiction that might be robbing you of your energy, draining your testosterone, and even putting your prostate at risk. For years, they told us it was harmless, even healthy. But what if that was a lie? What if the very thing you thought was stress relief was actually lowering your drive, making you weaker, and speeding up the aging process? Shocking new research reveals the dark truth about frequent masturbation, and the impact it has on men, especially as you get older. Low energy, brain fog, low testosterone, and even prostate inflammation. These could all be connected to this one habit. But here's the most important part. You're not alone, and there's a way to reclaim your strength, masculinity, and vitality. In the next few minutes, I'm going to break down the real science behind this hidden epidemic, expose the truth no one is talking about, and show you how to take back control of your health, starting today. Stay with me, because once you hear what I'm about to reveal, you'll never look at this habit the same way again. Here's the cold, hard truth that no one wants to talk about. Masturbation could be silently killing your testosterone levels. You've probably heard people say it's natural or even healthy. But what if that's only part of the story? What if, especially for men over 50, frequent ejaculation is actually working against your body's ability to maintain strength, energy, and vitality? Science is starting to expose the darker side of this habit, and the numbers are alarming. A study from China, published in the Journal of Zhejiang University Science, revealed that men who engaged in frequent masturbation saw a staggering 30% drop in their testosterone levels over time. 30%. That's like fast-forwarding your aging process by decades in just a few years. But it gets even worse. The damage isn't just about feeling a little tired. It's about what happens to your entire body when testosterone takes a nosedive. Testosterone is the lifeblood of male health. It's responsible for keeping your energy high, your muscles strong, your mood stable, and your sex drive alive. But the moment it starts dropping, everything begins to fall apart. According to a report from the American Journal of Men's Health, testosterone naturally declines by about 1% per year after the age of 30. That means by the time you hit 50 or 60, you could already be dealing with 20 to 30% less testosterone than you had in your prime. Now, add frequent ejaculation into the mix, and you're speeding up that decline even faster. And let's talk about the consequences. Studies from Harvard Medical School show that low testosterone is directly linked to fatigue, muscle loss, depression, weight gain, brain fog, and even erectile dysfunction. Yes, the very thing that's supposed to be releasing tension might actually be setting you up for a life of low energy, weak performance, and declining health. If you've been feeling sluggish, less motivated, or even struggling with your confidence, this could be the hidden reason. But why is this happening? The science is actually pretty simple. Every time you ejaculate, your body releases dopamine and prolactin, two hormones that, in excess, signal your brain to slow down testosterone production. While this might not be a big deal for a younger guy with high T levels, for men over 50, who are already struggling with declining testosterone, this can be devastating. Your body stops producing as much testosterone, and over time, that results in lower energy, less motivation, and a weaker, aging body. And here's where it gets really scary. Chronic low testosterone isn't just about feeling tired or losing your edge. It's been directly linked to serious health risks, including obesity, type 2 diabetes, heart disease, and even an increased risk of early death. A 2013 study published in the Journal of Clinical Endocrinology and Metabolism found that men with low testosterone were up to 88% more likely to die prematurely compared to those with healthy levels. Think about that. Almost doubling your risk of dying early, all because of a habit you thought was harmless. So, what's the bottom line? If you're over 50 and still engaging in frequent masturbation, you could be robbing your body of the very hormone that keeps you strong, energetic, and alive. And the worst part? Most men don't even realize it's happening until it's too late. But here's the good news. You can take back control. Cutting back on excessive ejaculation, focusing on natural testosterone boosters, and making the right lifestyle changes can reignite your body's ability to produce this vital hormone. In the next section, we're going to break down exactly what you can do to reverse the damage, restore your testosterone, and reclaim your manhood before it's too late. Stay with me, because the truth gets even more shocking from here. Most men have been led to believe that masturbation is actually good for prostate health. You've probably heard the claim that ejaculation clears out toxins, or that it helps prevent prostate cancer. But what if that's only part of the story? What if, instead of helping, frequent ejaculation, especially as you age, is actually making prostate problems worse? Science is uncovering some disturbing facts, and if you're already struggling with frequent urination, a weak stream, or those frustrating nighttime trips to the bathroom, you need to hear this. A massive Harvard University study tracking over 30,000 men for several years discovered something alarming. Men who ejaculated frequently in their later years had a significantly higher risk of developing prostate inflammation and enlargement, BPH, benign prostatic hyperplasia. This completely challenges the mainstream narrative that ejaculation is protective for the prostate. The truth is, as men age, excessive ejaculation may actually contribute to chronic irritation and inflammation inside the prostate gland, potentially worsening the very symptoms so many men struggle with. But why does this happen? The answer lies in your body's inflammatory response. Every single time you ejaculate, your body releases a surge of pro-inflammatory compounds, including prostaglandins and cytokines. These are the same types of chemicals that trigger inflammation in response to injury or infection. While occasional ejaculation might not be a big deal, when it becomes frequent and excessive, your prostate is constantly being bombarded with these inflammatory signals, which can lead to long-term irritation. Over time, this can contribute to prostate swelling, pressure on the bladder, and even chronic discomfort. And here's where it gets even more concerning. If you're already experiencing urinary issues, like frequent urination, weak flow, or having to wake up multiple times at night, excessive masturbation could be making these symptoms far worse. A 2020 study published in the International Journal of Urology found that men suffering from BPH, enlarged prostate, had significantly higher levels of inflammation in their prostate tissues. And guess what? One of the main triggers of that inflammation was frequent ejaculation. If so, your prostate could be suffering from chronic irritation caused by excessive ejaculation. The more your prostate stays inflamed, the harder it is for it to function properly, leading to even more urinary problems, discomfort, and eventually a dependence on medications or invasive treatments. And here's something even more shocking. Chronic prostate inflammation has been linked to an increased risk of prostate cancer. A 2018 study published in the Journal of the National Cancer Institute found that men with chronic prostate inflammation were up to 30% more likely to develop prostate cancer later in life. While the mainstream media keeps pushing the idea that frequent ejaculation flushes out cancer-causing toxins, the truth is that an overstimulated prostate, bathed in inflammation for years, might actually be more vulnerable to disease, not less. So what's the bottom line? If you're over 50 and dealing with urinary problems or prostate discomfort, cutting back on masturbation could be one of the easiest and most effective ways to reduce inflammation, relieve symptoms, and support long-term prostate health. The prostate is a sensitive gland, and as you age, it needs to be protected, not overworked. The good news is that there are natural ways to support prostate function, reduce inflammation, and restore normal urinary flow, without dangerous medications or invasive procedures. In the next section, we'll break down the scientifically backed solutions you can start using today to take back control of your prostate health and finally experience relief. Stay tuned, because what we're about to reveal could change the way you think about your health forever. Have you ever felt exhausted for no reason, struggled to stay motivated, or found it harder to focus on even simple tasks? If so, it's not just in your head. Your brain might actually be stuck in low gear, and the culprit could be a habit you never suspected. Science shows that frequent ejaculation can severely disrupt your brain chemistry, leading to dopamine burnout, motivation loss, and chronic fatigue. And the worst part? Most men don't even realize it's happening until they feel like a completely different person. Sluggish, unmotivated, and mentally drained. Every time you orgasm, your brain experiences a massive surge of dopamine, the pleasure chemical responsible for reward and motivation. In small amounts, dopamine is essential for feeling excitement, drive, and energy. But here's the catch. When you constantly flood your brain with artificial dopamine spikes through frequent masturbation, your brain starts to build resistance to its own pleasure signals. This condition, known as dopamine desensitization, makes it harder for your brain to respond to normal, everyday rewards, like completing tasks, achieving goals, or even enjoying time with loved ones. And it's not just anecdotal. Scientists are proving that dopamine burnout from excessive sexual stimulation is real. A 2013 study published in JAMA Psychiatry found that men who engaged in compulsive sexual behaviors had significantly lower dopamine receptor activity compared to those who didn't. This means their brains required more and more stimulation just to feel a fraction of the pleasure they once did. Sound familiar? That's the same process that happens in drug addiction, where users need larger doses just to feel normal. So if you've been feeling less driven, less energetic, and less sharp lately, this might not be a simple case of getting older. It could be a direct result of how your brain has been rewired. The more frequently you orgasm, the more dopamine resistance builds up, making everything else in life feel dull and unexciting. Work, relationships, hobbies, things that should naturally feel rewarding, start to lose their appeal because your brain has been overstimulated by artificial pleasure. But here's the good news. This damage isn't permanent. Studies show that reducing masturbation and avoiding artificial dopamine spikes can actually reverse dopamine resistance, restoring your natural drive, focus, and energy levels. In a 2016 study from the University of California, men who abstained from excessive ejaculation for just 3 weeks reported higher motivation, improved cognitive function, and increased energy levels, simply by allowing their dopamine receptors to reset. So what's the solution? If you're experiencing brain fog, constant fatigue, or a lack of motivation, it might be time to break the cycle and reset your brain. In the next section, we'll dive into the exact strategies you can use to reclaim your mental sharpness, restore your energy, and get back to feeling like your best self. Stay with me, because once you understand how to fix this, you'll never look at your habits the same way again. We've all heard it before. Masturbation is healthy. It reduces stress. It's good for the prostate. But what if that's only half the story? What if, instead of benefiting your body, frequent or excessive masturbation is secretly harming your sexual health, mental state, and overall well-being? The truth is, while occasional ejaculation might have minor benefits, the real danger lies in overstimulation, addiction-like patterns, and the long-term consequences most men never see coming. Let's start with a shocking revelation from one of the world's leading neuroscientists, Dr. Andrew Huberman from Stanford University. He warns that excessive sexual stimulation can actually decrease sexual sensitivity, leading to performance issues, reduced pleasure, and even erectile dysfunction. In other words, if you've ever felt that sex doesn't feel as good as it used to or that you need more intense stimulation to stay aroused, this could be why. Over time, constant masturbation trains your nervous system to respond only to artificial stimulation, which can make real intimacy feel less exciting, less pleasurable, or even impossible without external triggers like pornography. And what about the claim that masturbation is a great stress reliever? The science completely destroys this myth. A study published in the Journal of Sexual Medicine found that men who engaged in frequent masturbation actually reported higher levels of anxiety and depression over time. Not less. Why? Because masturbation provides only temporary relief, not a true solution. It floods the brain with dopamine, creating a short-lived high, but as soon as it's over, you're left with lower dopamine levels, increased stress hormones like cortisol, and an overall drop in mood. This can lead to a dangerous cycle where men turn to masturbation more and more as a coping mechanism, not realizing it's actually making them feel worse in the long run. And let's not forget the physical consequences. If you're over 50 and already experiencing signs of low testosterone, prostate issues, or declining energy, excessive ejaculation could be accelerating those problems. Instead of strengthening your prostate, as some myths claim, frequent ejaculation has been linked to increased prostate inflammation, weaker pelvic floor muscles, and hormonal imbalances that can leave you feeling weaker, more fatigued, and less like yourself. So, what's the bottom line? The idea that masturbation is always healthy is a misleading half-truth. Yes, occasional ejaculation in moderation might not cause harm, but frequent and excessive masturbation comes with very real consequences. From lower testosterone to performance issues, brain fog, and even increased anxiety. The worst part. Most men don't even realize it's happening until they feel like a shell of their former selves. But here's the good news. You can reverse these effects. By breaking free from the cycle of overstimulation, resetting your dopamine system, and restoring your body's natural balance, you can regain your energy, confidence, and sexual vitality. In the next section, we'll cover exactly how to do it, step by step, so you can take back control of your health and start feeling like a man again. Stay with me, because what you're about to learn next could change your life. You've seen the research, you understand the risks, and now the big question is, what can you do to reclaim your testosterone, protect your prostate, and restore your mental sharpness? The good news is that your body has the ability to heal, recover, and reset, but only if you give it the right conditions. Science has uncovered powerful natural strategies that can help you break free from the negative effects of excessive masturbation and start feeling like your strongest, most energized self again. Here's what you need to do, starting today. The first and most crucial step is reducing ejaculation frequency to restore your hormonal balance. Studies show that frequent ejaculation drains testosterone and overstimulates the nervous system, leading to chronic fatigue and prostate irritation. Research suggests that men over 50 should aim to limit ejaculation to just 1 to 2 times per week to support healthy testosterone levels, stronger erections, and optimal prostate function. Why is this important? A 2003 study published in the Journal of Endocrinology found that after just 7 days of abstinence, testosterone levels surged by nearly 45% in men. This means that by simply reducing ejaculation frequency, you could naturally increase your body's ability to produce testosterone, leading to higher energy levels, better focus, and improved physical performance. Did you know that low levels of zinc and magnesium are directly linked to low testosterone, muscle loss, and chronic fatigue? These two minerals are absolutely critical for maintaining strong testosterone levels, supporting brain function, and reducing inflammation in the body. In fact, a groundbreaking study published in the Journal of Exercise Physiology found that men who supplemented with zinc experienced up to a 30% boost in testosterone levels, proving just how powerful this mineral is for male health. Magnesium is equally important. A study from the Journal of Translational Medicine found that men who took magnesium for just 4 weeks saw a significant increase in free testosterone levels. Magnesium also improves sleep quality, reduces stress, and enhances dopamine sensitivity, all of which are essential for reversing the negative effects of excessive ejaculation. What to do? Increase your intake of zinc-rich foods like oysters, grass-fed beef, and pumpkin seeds, and consider taking a high-quality zinc and magnesium supplement to restore your body's natural hormonal balance. If you've been struggling with brain fog, lack of motivation, or difficulty focusing, your dopamine system is likely burnt out from overstimulation. The key to fixing this? Resetting your brain's dopamine levels naturally so you can regain your energy, drive, and mental clarity. A 2016 study published in the Journal of Neuroscience found that reducing artificial dopamine stimulation, like pornography and frequent masturbation, can restore dopamine receptor sensitivity in as little as 30 days. This means that by cutting back on excessive ejaculation, limiting screen time, and engaging in real-world activities, you can rebuild your brain's ability to experience motivation and pleasure naturally.